Hello everyone, welcome back. I apologize for missing the video yesterday. And today we are going to do a little bit different for the challenge. I just want to give you some ideas on how I do the backgrounds of my journal pages. So I don't want to constantly flip through. You might find that a little boring, but so you saw this page on video, and then you saw this one on video. So this is yesterday, just one page. See, these I did a 2-page spread. These 2 days, yesterday and today, I just did one-page spread. So, and as you can, because my book has words in it. So what I did is I just did a little sponge painting over the words here, and then you can write right over that paint on here. So that's how I've prepped these pages. Now, so this is today. I've already done today's. I'm still a little tired, so I don't plan on staying up real late tonight. The storms the night before last kept me up, and it all caught up with me. So I just want to give you some ideas. Now, I'm just going to randomly pick pages throughout. As you can see, these, where is it at? Right here. I've prepped these already. I just took some white gesso right here. I took some of this, and what gesso is, it's basically like a primer. A lot of artists use this on canvas, but you can use this on paper as well. So I took that, and I can still, even though you can see some of the book writing, the print in here, I can still write right over this. And then mine would become the dominant print on the page. So I just want to show you a couple ways you can, I can, anybody can, prep a page. We're probably going to do like 3, I think. So, and this is, to me, I believe this is the cheapest way to do a journal. You just use an old book, a book that's fallen apart, a book that is, something cheap from the Dollar Tree or something like that, and you tear pages out. Like I keep one, I tear out 8. I keep one, I tear out 8. Depending on how many pages are in the book. Because as you journal, you can see how it kind of bulks up. So as you journal, it's going to get fatter and fatter and fatter. So you still want it to be able to close. And if it doesn't, that's okay too, because you can just take something and tie it right around the book. So let's just get some, I'm just going to pick some random pages in here. And give you some ideas on how you can prep them to journal on them. Now, okay, I thought I lost my scissors. So you can take this, let's see, it's a little bit, let's just cut off a little bit. It's a little long, so we'll just cut off a little bit of that. Probably need to do a little bit more, yeah. Let's see. And I am not the straightest cutter without my paper cutter, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. So what we're going to do with this page, we're going to tape that right over the book print, and that gives us writing space. So we can either glue it in, or we can take washi tape and tape it in. Whatever you prefer. I am going to, I don't really want to cover the ladybugs, but I am going to take some of the washi and put it on the bottom, I think. But we are gonna glue it. So we're gonna glue it in. And I'm just gonna put some glue directly on this book. Because I know it covered all the words, so that's what I'm gonna go for first. And then whatever doesn't go, let's see, I should have scooted it over a little bit. Let's try it again. Do as I say, not as I do, right? How many times have we heard that? Let's get it a little further over. Now that I got the glue, it's all sticky. There. And then we'll put it back down. I wanted to scoot it over towards the spine a little bit more. Okay. So there's one simple, very simple way you can alter a book page so that you can write on it. And then you can just put a piece of washi, any washi you want. Am I in camera? Let's see. You can just do that. And then you're ready to write. You're ready to write about your day. That is a simple way to prep this page for journaling. Next, we are going to, let's pick another random page. Just a random page here. Okay. So we can take acrylic paint like I showed you here, and you can just paint the page. And if you want, let me see if I have a bigger paintbrush somewhere. I don't. I just had one, but I'm not so sure what I did with it. Oh, wait, here it is. So I can take this gesso. Well, you know what? I've already kind of done that. So this is what I put on here. Right here. That way we don't have to wait for it to dry. So I put that on here. But I can take these paints, these acrylic paints, and I got these super cheap, reduced price at Hobby Lobby for 47 cents. And I love this paint. So we can take this paint and simply put it on this sponge. You know how when you were a kid, you sponge paint? A lot of people sponge paint now. I sponge paint now. So I just go like this all over my pages that I'm wanting to add some texture or color in. I really don't think too much about it because it's just for background, because I will be writing over top of this. And there, it covers up even more of the words. Sometimes yellow will work as like a highlighter. It'll bring that print out. So be mindful of that, unless that's what you're aiming for, because some people will take and find words that they're looking for, that they want to actually write down, and they'll just highlight the words. And I forget what that's called. It's some kind of poem, I think. I can't remember exactly what that's called. If you can remember what that's called, put it in the comments so that I can be reminded of what it's called. So I'll just put a little more. And you don't have to put it directly on the sponge. I'm trying to not get it on my sweater here. You don't have to put it directly on the sponge. You can put it in a little paint dish if you'd like. And then I just kind of do this even. If I've got, you know, a thicker spot of paint, I'll do that. And then I can take this color. Whoa, look at that. I just threw that right across the table. And I'm just going to do the same thing. And this cream color will, actually, it will kind of get rid of some of the brightness of the yellow. But I don't mind the brightness, honestly. It depends on what I'm writing about that day. But when it comes time, when I get to these pages, I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs barking. My son must be pulling up. Either that or it's the neighbor. But anyway, so when I get to these pages, if it doesn't go with what I'm going to journal about that day, I'll just change the color up. Because by that time, the pages will be dry and I can just add more layers to them. So this is an easy, cheap way to alter a book page. So it's, you know, prep it, not alter it really, but prep it for journaling. Okay, so there's that technique. Another technique is watercolor. Let me get rid of this paper. Let me get this open. And these are just cheap watercolors. I bought them on Amazon. I do not know how to use watercolor paints to paint pretty pictures. I'm not artistic like that. I'm artistic in other ways, like just altering books, paper crafting, but not a painter. I'm not a painter and I'm not a drawer by any means. So, but you can take any colors you like. Oh, I didn't want to do this page, but that's okay. We're going to put that right there. It's already there now. Let's put a little bit on this side. I wanted to do a different page. Okay. So let's turn the pages again. Find another page that we can do. Let's do this one. And we'll just take and we'll just paint over these pages. And I wish I had a thicker brush to show you this. Here's one. These aren't really watercolor. These blue ones are not really watercolor brushes, but I do know that much. But that's okay. You get more water and you can spread that color out a little bit more. And you don't have to be an artist, a painter, to do this. That's what I love about it, because I can use all the fun stuff and it doesn't matter if I know how to use watercolors properly or not. I wish I did, because man, there are some really pretty, very pretty pictures that are painted with watercolor. But I guess you got to know how to draw at least, wouldn't you? Let me know. Let me know if you know how to use watercolor, like paint with watercolor, like paint pretty pictures and stuff. Because I do not. I definitely do not. I would love to know though, so if you know or know of any pages I could follow, that would be great too, because I would definitely would. I'm always looking for inspiration from other creators. Always. Okay. I don't want to keep boring you to death while you watch me do this, but okay, so we got that color on there. Now we could actually go in and take around the edges a different color. And maybe even, let's see, maybe even a green we could do like over here. Pink and green are pretty together. Another thing you could do is you could use highlighters, markers, and then you could kind of go over that with maybe like a gel pen, that kind of thing. I think I like the green better than the blue. Definitely. I like the green and the pink better. So then, let's just pretend this is all dry and ready to go. Then you could take your let's see. You could take this paper right here, and you could cut it down. Let's see, where'd my scissors go? I'm dropping stuff everywhere. You could take this and cut it down and glue right over. And then you still have a background, like a colorful background. And then say you, let me find something else. Say you went to Joann's final hours of shopping. You could take that in there with your paper, and that will cover up even more of the words. So you could do all kinds of things. As I did, let's get these dry. I don't want them to, they won't really stick unless you leave them like that for a really long time. Like I did on these pages. See, I just keep little pieces of things, or you can print things off. This number 2 is from a magazine. The Office is from a magazine. These right here are actually from a magazine as well. These were from a calendar that's in my office that I'm not using. This was scrap paper I had. This was a card that I had. I printed off the book, the audio book that I'm listening to. And by the way, that is a really good book. So if you want me to post that on the page so that you can have the link, I just listened to it from YouTube. It's free. You can, I will do that so you can listen to it. It is animated as she is telling the story. It is animated, but to me, sometimes that makes it very interesting. So, you could do that. Anyway, you guys, I am going to get off of here. Just keep in mind that you can cover these words up any way you want. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.